I have poured out all the marigold. Look how pretty that is. I do not have, I'm in at the kitchen. I do not have the lights on or anything. We're getting light from the west window over here. I thought maybe I was going to have to add some turmeric to bring out the yellow, but no. Look how pretty this is. It's a beautiful yellow color. So what I'm going to do is, while I'm holding my camera, and hopefully I won't drop it in the marigold, I'm going to, I don't want my papers to stick together, so I have in here all the marigold too. See all the little marigolds in there? I'm going to add, I only want about 6 or 7 sheets. This is for the ledger that I'm doing with Johnny. And very carefully press this down. Very carefully. And I want some of that, I want some of the leaves to come out on top, if I can. They're on my spoon, but I can't get them. I want this buried. I want this paper buried in here. So you're watching me do this live. I can't pause this camera. I can mute it, but I can't pause it. So I just want this to eventually soak down to the bottom. And I don't want my papers to stick together, so I'm going to try to put a piece of wax paper between each one. I don't know how this is going to work. And I should have probably put a newspaper down underneath. I do have a cookie tray under this. Oh, it looks like it's working. I won't get the marigold, well, unless I dig for them, and I'm not going to dig for them. Pretty color there. So I'm just going to stack up 6 of them. Now, this one was done while it was cooking on the stove. I just took it off the stove and poured, the marigold solution here is still hot, but it will cool off eventually. And if it doesn't give me the color, I'm going to leave it in here about an hour. I think that's about all I'll need. Let's see, was that wax paper that I put in, or a paper? That was a paper. Let's put another piece of wax paper. I'm putting the wax paper down there. My head says it will keep these pages from sticking together. I don't know. It may or it may not. And I'm going to do 6 pages. Johnny only puts 5 in a signature, and I'm hoping I'll have an extra one. And then I'll probably have the dye left over, you know, after it all cools off, and I'll strain out all the marigold petals. And maybe we can use it as a spray. I keep forgetting what I did last. I don't know what that was. I'm going to do a paper. And I'm hoping that there'll be enough liquid in between each to dye each page adequately. And it looks like my little makeshift, I threw away all the boiler pans that I had, and I need to go to the thrift store and get me a cookie sheet that I can use just flat for eco dyeing. And now this is not eco dyeing per se. This is just making a marigold dye. Eco dyeing is when you actually use the plant in here, and you get the image of the plant leaves and everything, and that's not what this is. This is just making the marigold dye. getting pretty thick. What did I do? Wax paper. And if wax paper keeps this, I think it will allow enough juice to get in between each one. I'll probably have dyed wax paper too. Okay, this is my last sheet. It's getting pretty thick here. Press it in there. I'm real happy with the color of that. I think that's really pretty. Now, I got something I don't want on my, you guys, I don't think it's gonna bother you, but I'm seeing a photo clip come across my screen. Let's just hope I don't drop my camera in here. So I'll let this sit in the dye for, well, probably until supper. We're having, I think, leftover roast beef for supper. We had roast beef. Let's take this and bend it up just a little. Got some of that liquid. Oh no! Oh, that was a mistake. I'll have to clean that up. I just got a little mess. I'll get it right away. Maybe I'll dye a towel. There's no more in here. There's nothing in here but marigolds. And this is the one that spilled. This side spilled. And that water is hot. So I'm just going to leave it like this for a while. Wipe up my little mess that spilled over here. And we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to leave it in there for a couple hours maybe. We'll see what happens. See you in the next video.